What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we've got the weekly reset for the 14th of November in Destiny 2. And so as always, we're going to jump in and round up some of the rewards for the week. So we'll check out some of the main featured rewards, weapons, farmable exotics, Nightfall loot, and our Lost Sector exotics for the week, but also we've got the vendor inventories, that includes the Eververse refresh. Last week was a pretty good one for season exotics, so hopefully we'll get more this week. Plus we've got Banshee's featured weapons and Ada 1, as well as key rewards and unlocks to break down. So as always, I hope you find the video useful today, and if you do, a rating below really does help us out on the channel. But otherwise, without further delay, let's get into it. And the first thing for today, actually outside of the reset right here, but we have got a new teaser trailer for Season 23. And so it looks like with everything going on, Bungie are deciding to push some of the marketing for new seasons perhaps a little more. Of course, we now know it's called Season of the Wish, and so if you haven't yet seen the teaser, here it is.
All wishes come at a cost.
So pretty cool stuff there. Morro obviously will play a role. We're going back to the Dreaming City, and yes, there will be Ahamkara stuff. And so the 15th Wish obviously plays a big role in the sort of story setup for Season of the Wish. And otherwise, it doesn't really give too much more away than what we would have expected based on the name and the way that the season was revealed. Although, potentially the Titan right there, sporting some new armor for the season with the sort of Wish Dragon theme. So a cool teaser. I'm certainly excited for something new to do in Destiny, and let us know what you think down below. Another quick thing to tack onto that's just emerging now, but in the description inside of the press release for the trailer today, it does say Season of the Wish is the final season for Destiny 2 before the Final Shape expansion launches on February 27th. So naturally this has players questioning, will there be a delay for the Final Shape? And honestly, we simply don't know until Bungie actually give us some information. Of course, they haven't officially said anything about a rumored delay, so we just don't know. I'll keep you guys posted if we get any updates. But until Bungie gives us some communication, it will be at least a little bit up in the air. Next up though, finally, let's get into gameplay stuff for this week, and firstly, we have the Eververse refresh. So, as always, we'll focus on Bright Dust items, and first up, we've got the Red Light, Green Light exotic emote right here, which is 3,250 Bright Dust, so one from Season of the Seraph, and then we've got the Vigil for Saint 14, of course an ornament for the Vigilance Wing, which is 1,250 Bright Dust, so if you haven't picked this one up yet, you can do so this week. And then there is the highly commendable Transmat effect. As always, all of the Transmat effects are 450 Bright Dust. But additionally, we've got the Coleoptera shader available here on the front page of Eververse. These are always 300 Bright Dust. And secondly, we've got the Breezy Clear shader available this week as well, which is certainly a pretty garish one. And then moving over to the second page of Bright Dust items for the week right here, we've got the Hoverboard Legendary emote available for 700 Bright Dust, so the cool one from this season, if you want to add that to collections. There's also the Glow Stick Dance, another one for 700 Bright Dust right there, pretty wild stuff. And then we've got some ornaments for exotic armor this week, so there is the Reticule Lock available for the Abeyant Leaps for 1500 Bright Dust right here on the Titans. Then for the Hunters, we've got the Nucleosynthetic Sheath for Caliban's Hand. Then for Warlocks, we've got the Tyrian Gloves ornament for the Controverse Holt, so cool to get some new exotic armor ornaments this week. But additionally in the store, there is the Blight or Flight exotic ship available for 2,000 Bright Dust, another new one for the season, which is actually a pretty cool one right there, so let us know if you plan to pick that up. Additionally, we've got the Wasteland Racer available for 1,250 Bright Dust, another cool one from this season. But also the Infinite Quiver weapon ornament for the Le Monarch, which once again is 1,250 Bright Dust, a pretty nice one right there. So a good week in terms of exotic stuff for the season. But then there is the Sylvan Projection available for 1,500 Bright Dust right there. And for the second page shaders, we've got the Metropolitan Acoustics shader available right here. Once again, all of these are 300 Bright Dust. There is also the Chrome stock available in the store this week, and then we've got the Atmospheric Glow, which often comes up in the Eververse store. And finally, there is the Time-Honored shader available this week in the Eververse store as well. But then we've got the Traveler's Wake Effects Transmat effect. All of these are 450 Bright Dust. Additionally though, there is the Up in Smoke Transmat effect available in the store. And finally, the Ossified entrance available this week. So let us know down below if you plan to pick anything up from the Eververse store this reset. But to finally visit our last couple of vendors for the week, firstly, we've got Banshee's weapons. Of course, these will rotate throughout the course of the week, so worth keeping an eye on. But we've got the Arsenic Bite for Bebo right here with Dragonfly and Explosive Head, which could be a bit of fun. There's also the Shattered Cypher Machine Gun with Field Prep and Surrounded. And then we've got the Pleiades Corrector with Genesis and Sympathetic Arsenal. as well as the Enyo D SMG with Well-Rounded and Wellspring. Then there is the Fugue 55, which has got Steady Hands and Focused Fury. But moving on to the second page of featured weapons, we've got the Lodbrok C with Osmosis and Adrenaline Junkie. There's also the Irakanchi Sniper right here with Shoot to Loot and Harmony, and then the Snorri FR5, which has got Surplus and Wellspring, as well as the Galu RR3 Sniper with Overflow and Harmony. Then we've got the Palmyra B, which has got Unrelenting and Lasting Impression, as well as the Marcillian C with Shot Swap and Vorpal weapons. So let us know if you plan to grab any of the Banshee weapons this week, but keep in mind the roles and featured weapons will change throughout the course of the week. Finally though, let's visit Shader 1 and see if she fancies mixing it up. Just a little bit, potentially, you never know. For the armor right here, we've got the Mimic Savior set, so if you're adding things to collections, this might be one you're interested in. And then we've got the Genotype Null Zero shader available right here. These are all 10,000 Glimmer, but this one from back in the Warmind era. There's also the New Pacific Rush shader, which I believe is one from Titan, the Destination, that is, back in the day. And finally, Dead Orbit's Fate, if you're looking for any older faction shaders. Hopefully, Ada's going to start selling more of the old shaders, because the rotation seems somewhat limited, but we'll see what happens in the future. Up next though, in terms of other featured rewards for the week, firstly, we've got the Lightblade for the featured Nightfall this time around, and so as far as we know, Loaded Question will be the featured weapon. That rotation was manually updated by Bungie a few weeks back, so the standard Nightfall weapon rotation was interrupted, but once again, as far as we know, Loaded Question will be the featured drop this week. On top of that though, we've got the return of Presage inside of the Exotic Mission Rotator, so if you're still working on crafting Deadman's Tale, of course you can acquire that, but also we get drops of Season of the Haunted weapons inside of that activity this week. So if you're working on Red Borders or trying to get better rolls of any of those older season weapons, it is a good activity to jump into. But other featured activities and farmable exotics include Touch of Malice, which can be farmed from Kingsfall this week, but also the Heart Shadow Exotic Sword, which can be farmed from the Duality Dungeon. So once again, if those are other items you're still chasing down, they're certainly worth looking out for this reset. But finally, we've got the Lost Sectors featured. So for today, it's Bunker E15 dropping exotic chest pieces. Then on the 15th, we'll get Bay of Drowned Wishes dropping exotic helmets. November 16th, we'll see Vel's Labyrinth dropping exotic legs. And then for the 17th, it's Exodus Garden 2A dropping exotic gauntlets. November 18th will be Sepulture dropping exotic chest pieces, and we'll get Extraction on the 19th dropping exotic helmets, followed by Metamorphosis on November 20th, which will be dropping exotic legs. And that does it for the featured rewards that we can break down in the video today. So as always, I hope this one has been useful. Of course, it will get a bit more interesting with the start of Season 23 in a couple of weeks' time. So as always, I'll keep you posted on that, and if you want to stay up to date with Destiny content, be sure to get subscribed and hit the notification bell below so that I can keep you up to date. But otherwise, as always, I appreciate you tuning in today. Let us know in the comment section any stuff you're still working on as we approach the end of the season. But otherwise, I appreciate you all tuning in, and I hope you have an awesome day.